Hello, my name is Jaden, and ignore the hat. I'm hiding my hair because I'm doing a whole separate video about me dyeing my hair. So I don't want to show you what it looks like yet, because it's a surprise for that video. Because if I show you now, there's no point in you watching the video. But this video is about this box. Now, there is a community on Tumblr called Goblincore, and it's basically the aesthetic of goblins. Yeah. And I love it. I discovered it about a year ago and became very obsessed. I've got a whole load of friends on Discord now. Some of them probably watching this, I'm definitely going to link this video in the Discord, so hello! Hello if you're from Discord. But yeah, and I really love it. It's just the aesthetic of, like, mud and dirt and ugly. It's so unapologetically weird and ugly, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And in this video, I am going to go through my Goblin hoard. All of the things that I've collected, because another part of Goblincore that I love is just collecting little things and appreciating like the beauty of tiny little things that other people would deem as pointless. And I love it. And this is my box. I made this box when I was in high school. It's red and purple because they're my favourite colours. And yeah, I made this box when I was in high school in a wood tech lesson. Actually, no, I was helping out at a parents' evening, and I needed something to do for that day. So we just got to hang out after school hours and make things out of wood. So I made this box with some scrap bits of wood that I found, and it's really cool. And I'm going to go through the stuff that's in this box. There's a lot of things in here. So, first we're going to go through the things that I've bought or like paid money for. So first of all, there is this. It's a little pouch. Full of pretty rocks. I'll have like separate clips of them up close. But yeah, it's a nice little pouch of... Oh, I dropped them. I dropped some. Did I just crack one? Can't remember if this was already cracked in half. I know. But yeah, there. Just lots of really pretty rocks. I bought these in a gift shop. Yeah, there was I can't remember where it was now. But yeah, it was a gift shop that was selling it. They had this big box full of stones. I don't know what most of them are. I know for a fact that a lot of them are dyed quartz. I'm pretty sure most of them are probably dyed quartz. But yeah, they're just really pretty, and I like to keep them in their pouch so I don't drop them like I did that last one. Sad. Yeah, I keep them in this because it's just makes a fun noise when I shake it. Makes me happy. And then there's this. This is an obsidian arrowhead that I bought from the same gift shop as I bought this. Again, I don't remember what gift shop. I think it was a museum or something. but it's really cool. It was made in the same way that like they used to make, that like the cavemen made arrowheads out of flint, but it's made out of obsidian. Super cool, love it. There's this. I just think this is cool. I got this in a 2p machine in Blackpool at an arcade. There's literally nothing special about it, I just think it's really fun. So yeah, I love that. It's a good find. And this is a slice of agate. Now if you don't know what agate is, it's like, you know those rocks that like they look really gross on the outside, but you break them in half and they're all like pretty on the inside? This is a slice of one. And I love it. I can see through it. Kind of. It's kind of transparent. It's just super pretty. Look at how cool that is. I'm obsessed. Now for the things I've stolen. None of these are stolen from like businesses. They're always the things I've taken from like the floor or friends. Or in the case of all of these tiny plastic diamonds that I'm picking up, my job. I took these from where I used to work, because I worked Christmas parties, and they would put these all over the tables, and then we would have to clean up the floor afterwards, and I would just grab a couple and stick them in my pockets. Because they're shiny and pretty, and I like them, and I wanted to keep some. So yeah, I love those. This is a lighter that's empty now. Oh, no it's not. Still works. Sweet. Didn't realise there was still a bit of fuel in there. But yeah, this is a lighter. I stole this from my brother-in-law. And when I say stole, I mean he left it here and I just didn't give it back to him. Yeah, he left it at our house and then I just never gave it back. I just really like lighters. I like fire. I have some of my own now. This, I kind of felt bad taking this, but I did leave it for the person who lost it to find, and they didn't find it. But yeah, I found this on the floor, outside of a shopping centre, and I left it there for a couple of hours, and the person never found it. But because it was like it wasn't in the shopping centre like property, I didn't know where the lost and found was in the shopping centre. Like there was no way of trying to get it back to them, so I just took it. It's really pretty. Oh, there's this. I adore this. This is an earring. It's a chameleon earring that I found on the floor next to a bus stop. And it is absolutely adorable. I love it so much. I was so happy to keep it. I had to throw it in my pocket and I had to keep it. I love it so much. We've got some bits of tinsel that I stole from the set of my Sister Act play when I did Sister Act in my last year of college. I saw some little bits of sparkly tinsel from the set because we had this big like tinsel curtain thing, and I thought it was really cool and I loved it. And it would shed so much of this tinsel, so I snuck 2 tiny little bits into my pockets. And then this is a sequin from the dress of my friend who played the drag queen, because there is a scene in Sister Act where a drag queen walks on stage, and this is one of the sequins that fell off his dress. I took it. I've got a leaf in here. Don't know why I grabbed it, but I did. It's a leaf. You've got a ticket for a Pontins theme park. Over my Pontins holiday park. We spent a lot of time on this particular holiday collecting tickets, so I had to keep one. And I think these are the last things that I like stole. And these are from guides. I was in a guide camp because, in case you didn't know, I'm trans. I used to be in the guides instead of scouts. But yeah, these were beads that I really liked. And I just took them. This was years before I even knew what, like, Goblincore stuff was. This is I was, like, 9, and I just really liked them, and I was like, I want them, so I kept them. I think they're really cool. I always said I was going to do something with them, but, like, I never did. I just think they're pretty. Oh. This is a bell from one of my cat's toys. Makes me really happy. It wasn't like a plastic ball, but I think my mum stepped on it and broke it. And the bell came out, so I grabbed it and claimed it as my own. I like jingling it, it makes me happy. Then there's this. I don't know what it is. It says criminal damage on it. I found it in some grass next to college. And I wanted it, so I kept it. And a paperclip. Found it in college, got weirdly attached, and just really wanted it, so I kept it. Got some screws. Found them on the floor. I think outside the library. And I wanted them, so I kept them. Got these. I love these. These are bullet shells. I went to a World War II, I think it was, reenactment with my family last summer, and there was loads and loads of bullet shells, and lots of the guys who were in the reenactment were going around picking them up and giving them out to people, and I got 2 of them. I think my dad got one, my brother got one as well. He gave me 2 because I was really into them. They're so pretty. I love them so much. Oh, make me really, really happy, these. I adore them. I'm going to be saying that a lot, by the way. All of this is... I'm going to be saying that a lot, by the way, because all of this is stuff that makes me really happy. And I don't know why. And, like, I've kind of fell out of the, like, Goblincore groove for a while. Like I said, when it was like winter and it was getting cold, like I couldn't be like going out and like picking up random bits as much as I used to. So I kind of just fell out of the groove and I got really sad. But I've always like been active in my Discord servers and stuff. But yeah, like the feeling of like I'm a goblin just kind of fell out of my brain, I guess. But I don't know, just something sparked in me a couple of days ago. There's one thing I forgot is in this box here. Give me a minute. Yesterday, while I was on my walk, I found this in the woods. And just the little dormant goblin in my brain went, you need it. Goblin hoard, now. You need it. So I grabbed it. Because I don't find these things very often. I don't really stumble upon cool shiny bits in like the woods very often, even when I do go out walking. So finding this, just my brain went, you need it now. So I put it in my pocket. I love it. I love it so much. It's so cool. Oh, This is possibly my favourite story. After this one, we'll go to my rocks. But this is probably my favourite story. This is a guitar pick. It's nothing special, it's just a regular yellow guitar pick. But in my area, there is a music festival that happens every year. It probably won't be happening this year, unfortunately, but there's a music festival that happens every year, and this was, I think, 2017? Yeah, 2017. February 2017. Because in February of 2017, I saw Green Day. Like, a real life Green Day live. And it was the best day of my life. And then in June of 2017, this music festival happened. And they had a Green Day cover band there. And I was so excited. I was so into it. I was at the very front row waiting for like 15 minutes before they went live, before they went on stage, because I wanted to see them so badly. Because I wanted to, at least to some extent, relive seeing Green Day live. Because this entire festival is like, it's a 2-day festival, it's all cover bands of like really popular like alternative bands. It's really cool, I love it. And there was this guy there who was also waiting at the front row, who like I'd never spoken to him ever, but like I'd seen him around. He was this really cool punk guy. I'd seen him around a lot. Like I see him in the bus station, I see him like around town, because obviously this is a festival specifically for the city that I live in. And I'd seen him around, but I'd never spoken to him, but like I had like cool hair. I like was kind of I am kind of alternative. Like I was like a baby punk. I'm still kind of a baby punk, honestly. But like he was a really, really cool punk guy. We'd like smile at each other and nod, and we had like connection. We never spoke. Bearing in mind I was 15, I think. No, I was 16. I was 16, about to turn 17 when this happened. And yeah, like I'd seen him and I'd smiled at him and waved like I usually do. And then the band came on. The show was absolutely insane. I loved it. I bruised all of my ribs because I was right at the front and I kept getting shoved into the railing by the mosh pit behind me. But it was a great time. And out of nowhere, this guy, who again I'd never spoken to before in my life, runs up to me, grabs my hand and puts this guitar pick in my hand, because the singer had been throwing guitar picks out into the crowd. And he just gives me this guitar pick, runs off into the distance, and I don't think I've ever seen him since. I don't know what happened to him. I think about him a lot. I don't think I've seen him since. But he just gives me this. And I cherish this so much. I have no idea why he gave it to me or anything, but I love it. And it brings me so much joy. And that is my favourite story. From anything in my hoard, that is my favourite story. It's brilliant. Now, moving on to the last things in this box. And this is rocks and seashells. Oh, and this is a bit of candle that I found outside the library. There's a bit of gold candle. I thought it was cool. I kept it. Yeah, now we're moving on to rocks. Rocks and seashells. These are my rocks. A lot of these don't have stories. I took this one from the gravel outside of college. Some of these came from a hill or a mountain or something in Wales. I can't remember which ones are which now, honestly. I think These two came from a mountain in Wales, or like a hill in Wales, the mountain. Yeah, it's only a hill, not a mountain. From a hill in Wales, and I love them. They're really cool. I think this one came from the gravel outside of a church in my town. But I think that's really cool. I like this one a lot. I don't remember where this one came from at all, but I love it. It's like marbly, like it's really smooth. And it's really cool. I like it a lot. And seashells. Now, well, this isn't seashell, this is like a bit of pottery. But I found this on a beach. And I think it's really, really, really cool. There's this tiny, tiny, tiny little shell that I love. I found this one on a holiday in Wales. And I love it. It's huge. I was so careful bringing this back because I didn't want to crack it, because it is absolutely, it's one of the biggest shells I've ever found, and I love it. It looks like a snail shell, but I found it on the beach, and it was like full of sand. When I found it, so I got all the sand out. It's gorgeous. I love it. And last but certainly not least, this tiny baby of a shell. This was sent to me in the post from my wonderful friend Rex, because she used to work, or she worked at a hotel on the Isle of Scilly. I think that's how you say it. And we started sending letters back and forth because I missed her. And it's so tiny. Oh, I love it. I'm so surprised it made it through the post as well, but it brings me so much joy. It's the tiniest shell in this entire box. And it's just beautiful. And my friends know me really well. And I absolutely love it, and I think it's beautiful. And yeah, that is my entire box. But that's not all. There is more. Brighter now. And first of all, we have this. My elastic band ball. This elastic band ball is made almost entirely out of elastic bands I found on the floor. I love it. I absolutely love it. I've been growing this since I was in year 9, because I started it when I was in year 9, and then it had a couple of bands on it, and then I lost it. And I was really, really sad that I lost it. But I found it about a year ago, about when I started discovering Goblincore and finding out what all that was about. So I started it again, and it's so fun. Trying to like throw and catch it without without looking at it is really hard. But yeah, I love it. It's really cool. Again, most of the elastic bands I found on the floor. There is one in here that you can't really see anymore because it's buried under all the other bands. But it was a blue one that I may have stolen from the church we did Sister Act in. I found it on top of a piano. No one cared about it, so I took it. Now, quick arachnophobia warning for this. I'm going to keep this section to a minute, so just skip ahead 1 minute if you don't want to see something relating to spiders. But there's this. This is the shed of my pet tarantula. My pet tarantula tends to shed around Halloween time every other year, from what we can tell. We don't know when he sheds, honestly. He just kind of does it whenever he feels like, but it's been around Halloween time. He's only shed twice. We've had him for 3 years, he's only shed twice, and both times was around Halloween. But yeah, I just think it's really cool, because he kind of like climbs out of his exoskeleton. So that's a cool goblin-y vulture culture kind of thing that I kept. Get a good look at that. And now I'm going to stop this so I don't freak people out too much. But yeah, It's pretty cool. Like can tabs. These aren't all the ones that I have. These are just the ones that are in this jar. I have another jar somewhere else that has more in. But yeah, I collect can tabs. I don't drink out of cans very often though. But when I do, the tabs go in here. I do forget sometimes though. I do forget to take the tab off occasionally. But yeah, I love these. I make things out of them. I've started making, well, about a year ago now, I made this, which is a bracelet. I don't wear it very often because it kind of hurts. I didn't file down the insides enough, so they kind of scratch me sometimes. But yeah, I want to make more of these because they're really, really fun to do, but I need the right like ribbon or string or elastic or something. But yeah, very Goblin. It's just very Goblin to me. I love it. I'm gonna start wearing this more and make some more of them because they're really fun to make. I also collect bottle caps. Now I love my bottle cap collection. It's one of my favourite things. Now I don't drink out of bottles with bottle caps very often because most of it's like alcohol. And I don't drink alcohol a lot. I am 20, I'm allowed to drink alcohol. I just choose not to. But I have this many because for about 3 months around Christmas time, I worked in a bar. And that was very, very good for my bottle cap collection. my goblin brain was so happy over that time. Oh my god. It was the best time. I don't know how many I actually have exactly, but I have enough to fill two of these little jars. Yeah. That's a funny one to have at the moment, isn't it? Sold so much Corona around Christmas, it was unreal. Maybe that's where it came from. Conspiracy theory. But yeah, most of these are actually tonic water. But yeah, actually, I got all these mainly because one night the little like basket that we used to collect all the bottle caps broke, so I was just catching them in my hand and putting them in my pocket instead, and I just brought home like 10 bottle caps and was like, I'm okay with this. There's 2 in here that actually have a kind of a funny story, that they were like, but yeah, this is one of my favourite collections, and unfortunately I don't get to add to it very often because I don't, like I said, I don't drink out of bottles very much. So I don't get to add to it very often, but it's one of my favourite collections because I think they're just really, really pretty. I love them. I do this on a regular basis. I'm gonna shake them because they make fun noises. Here are my bottles. These 3 are my empty ones. This is a Coca-Cola one. I just randomly found this bottle that was like a Coca-Cola mixer type thing. Where it was like Coca-Cola but spicy, and you were like meant to mix it with alcohol, but I just drank it straight because it was really nice. And I mainly bought it for the bottle, honestly, because I'm obsessed with this bottle. It's really, really pretty. The bottle cap that was on it is in my bottle cap collection, and I just love this bottle so much. It's super pretty. These 2 J2O bottles. Why do I have 2 J2O bottles? I don't know. Why do I feel inclined to keep both of these J2O bottles? Goblin brain. That's all it is. I love bottles. I love glass bottles, and usually I don't get to keep them because my family throws them away. Also, ignore the worm that lives in this one. That's just his house. That's where he lives. I love him. He lives there. But yeah, these are J2O, so these have juice in them, usually. The goblin brain is the only way I can explain why I feel so inclined to keep random glass bottles like these. I just love them. They make me happy. Like everything else that I've talked about today. To finish off both my bottle collection, and all of my collections I'm talking about in general, we have this bottle. It's a Snapple bottle. We don't really have Snapple in the UK really, but I found this at an American import shop, and I only bought it for the bottle. I bought it for two reasons. One, I know there's a fact on the inside of the bottle cap. This one says, "Real fact 92, fish can drown." Okay? But I only bought it because I know there's a fact on the inside of the bottle cap, and I thought that the bottle was cool. Love me a glass bottle, what can I say? It was just apple juice inside. I was kind of disappointed. But also, pennies. Every single time I get a penny, well, this has pennies and also some bits of foreign currency in there. There's a couple of euros in there because I found some euros on the floor a while ago and was like, I need to have them, so they go in this bottle. But yeah, every time I get a penny as change, it goes in this bottle. And it has for, like everything, about a year. The reason that I collect pennies is very simple. The reason that I collect pennies is because what I am more inclined to actively collect is these. This is the collection that I am so sad I won't be able to continue this year because of self-isolation, lockdown, quarantine, all that shit. It's my pressed penny collection. If you don't know what these are, you can probably find them at most tourist attractions. They'll have a penny press, so you can get a penny that's stamped with a cool design. I love these. I've loved these for so long. They bring me so much joy. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them from all kinds of different places all over the country. This one's from Blackpool Tower. This is one of my favourites, actually, because I got this one on my birthday. On my birthday, there was an event happening at Blackpool Tower that me and my dad had gone to see some fireworks because everyone else in my family was like working. But me and my dad had gone to see some fireworks on my 20th birthday. And there was an event happening at Blackpool Tower that we got to get into for free. And you very rarely get to go into Blackpool Tower for free, so we jumped on the chance and I got a pressed penny. And this is another one of my favourites. This is for the ride at Blackpool Pleasure Beach called Infusion. This is one of my favourites because it proves that I went on the ride, because you can only get this pressed penny by going on the ride and then leaving through the exit queue. You can only get to this penny press if you go through the exit queue. I'm not going to go through all of these, I'm just going to say one more of my favourites, and that is this one from the Poison Garden in Elmwick Castle. This one's great because I love the Poison Garden so much. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a garden full of poisonous things. And it brings me so much joy. Because I love poisonous plants, one of the things that really interests me. I love poisonous plants. So we actually did the tour of the Poison Garden twice, and the tour guide looked very concerned at how excited I was about looking at poisons. I even bought a book from the gift shop all about poisonous plants, and that didn't help. But yeah, so that is all of my collections. I've been collecting stuff all my life. When I was 12, I had a collection of rocks that I was obsessed with, but my mum made me get rid of them. I was very sad. But yeah, I've been collecting things all my life, and like I said, my goblinness never went away. I was a goblin child, I grew up to be a goblin adult, but having the community, realising that there's other people in the world that have the obsession with collecting tiny little trinkets like I do, really kicked into gear. I was like, I'm still allowed to do that? So I started doing it again. Because, like, collecting can tabs was something that I'd already been doing for years anyway. Collecting these was something that I'd already been doing for years anyway. My obsession with bottles, glass bottles, had always been a thing. My family would always throw them out before I got to keep them. So, actively collecting things and realising that it's okay to actively just obsess over bottle caps and keep every single one you get was a big deal for me, and it makes me so happy. And the little goblin in my brain that's like, yes, yes, trinkets, fun, has come back full force recently. And it's really sad because I have less chance of being able to gather for my obsessions now. Like, my favourite collection, which I was waiting so long until summer this year so I could start going to tourist attractions again, and so we could start getting more of these again. And now I might not get to do that. It makes me really, really sad. But gathering up my pennies has been... I'm still gathering my pennies. I'm still gathering all my can tabs because we've been drinking out of cans a lot more recently because it's buying like a big load of cans. Finding that little tiny spanner in the woods yesterday made my heart so happy. Yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling now. But yeah, bye. This is a really fun video for me. I was just talking about things that I like, but it was really fun for me, so I hope you liked it too. Bye!